So, you've escaped the spawn wasteland of the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. Now what? On a server like 2b2t.org, where there are endless opportunities and possibilities, you might be overwhelmed at what to do at first once you've made it out of spawn. Well, luckily for you, I've compiled a list of 10 things every 2b2t player must do at some point during their time on the server. Some are easy, some are not. I've played on 2b2t for the majority of its lifespan, and there are things on this server that even I haven't done yet. But accomplishing the following 10 things will give you a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. Let's get started, shall we? Number 1. Kill new players at spawn. As harsh as it sounds, heading to spawn to kill new players is perhaps the oldest 2b2t tradition. Now, don't fear, you are not a bad person for doing this. The act of killing new players is actually healthy for the server. It eliminates less skilled players who don't have the grit necessary to survive on 2b2t, and ensures that only the strongest players join the server population. Darwin called it survival of the fittest. We call it just business. Once you are geared up and established on the server, consider heading back to spawn to keep the oldest server tradition alive. Number 2. Travel to the world border. 2b2t is one of the few multiplayer servers where the world border has been reached in survival. It's a long journey, almost 4 million blocks in the nether, but it's a straight shot from 0-0 on the nether highways. Using speed hacks on a pig or another entity, it should take you on average 50 to 60 hours of travel, and this number can be even lower if using the right exploits. If you plan on walking though, just be prepared for an even longer journey. But being able to see Minecraft's world border with your own eyes, and with the satisfaction of having done it with traditional travel, is a fulfilling experience that every 2b2t player should have. Number 3. Survive without hacks. Now this one sounds crazy, but surviving on 2b2t without hacks is an experience that is not only fun, but challenging, and it will make you a better Minecraft player, period. My first 2 years on 2b2t were completely in vanilla, and it was some of the most fun that I've had on the server, and definitely some of the most challenging times I've had. If playing with a hacked client is boring for you, just go vanilla for the ultimate Minecraft challenge. Playing Minecraft normally on a server where overpowered players are trying to hunt you down and kill you. Now that sounds like a very dangerous game. Number 4. Join a player group, at least once. Even if you are a lone wolf type of player, there are still benefits to joining a group at least once. It's always good to have allies, or to have business relationships with players that can help you acquire resources. Plus, there's a group for pretty much any interest. Want to join the server's longest running active group? Join Voco. Want a group that takes the server a little bit more seriously? Imperium is the choice for you. Want to help build public infrastructure such as highways or even the canals? Join one of the numerous highway repair groups or even the Southern Canal Corps. Speaking of which, number 5. Travel the Southern Canal by boat. As I've mentioned in one of my previous videos, the Southern Canal is truly one of the most ambitious public works projects, not just on 2b2t, but in Minecraft as a whole. Spanning over 150,000 blocks, this straight canal is an iconic 2b2t landmark. Now, as you travel down the canal, you will find builds, houses, farms, works of art, and even bases left by countless players over the years. It's a fun journey that every player should take at least once. Plus, who knows? You might find some good treasure along the way, as map art, books, banners, and other personal items are often left on the canal by other players for you to find. Who knows what you could find, but hey, just grab a boat, go south, see what happens, alright? Number 6, put down a sign. Now, I know, this one sounds a little silly, but let me explain. Get into the habit of placing down signs in certain places on the server. Just a little something to let people know that you were there. Because who knows, someone might run into that sign, and on a server that's a vast, empty wasteland, they won't feel so alone. Plus, signs often tell stories about bases, builds, griefs, and other oddities. If you're feeling fine, put down a sign. Number 7, pillage and explore the Greater Spawn region. The Greater Spawn region is anything under 50,000 blocks from spawn, or 00, and some people would consider it anything under 100,000 blocks. But this region is where a large majority of ruins and old bases can be found. You can find almost anything here, from griefed builds and monuments, to active bases and even dupe stashes. This region is great for 2v2t players to explore, especially for those with more of a nomad playstyle, just traveling around, searching ruins for treasure and items, and seeing the oddities of the server. I mentioned this is a good range to be finding dupe stashes. So if you're a new 2v2t player and you're trying to gather resources, the Greater Spawn region is the region for you. Now, this region is one of my favorites because if you travel in a straight line in pretty much any direction, you will find something. Even if you find ruins with nothing in them, it's fun to imagine what the story behind the base was. Who built it? When did they build it? What brought them to 2v2t? These may be some thoughts that cross your mind when you explore the Greater Spawn region. Trust me, you do not want to miss out. Number 8, travel to 2v2t's end dimension. As one would expect, 2v2t's end dimension is just as wild and crazy as the overworld and the nether. Whenever the portals are active and players can come and go freely, end spawn can be a wild place. The end is also the dimension of some of the best kept secrets on the server. What are they? Well, you'll just have to find out for yourself. Every 2v2t player should make a pilgrimage to the end at least once. If you can't find a portal, just ask around. Someone will tell you where to find one, or if you know the right people, where to get one. But you didn't hear that from me. Number 9, build a base. Now, what is it like building a base knowing full well that it will likely be destroyed by someone else's hand? Now, if that question makes you uncomfortable, perhaps you should face your fear and actually build something on 2v2t. Even if a base gets griefed, the ruins of it will remain, and it will tell a story to anybody that happens to stumble upon them. Plus, building a base is one way to leave your mark on a server that's been explored by hundreds of thousands of players and seen by millions and millions of viewers on YouTube over the years. You could invite your friends to help you build a base, but just be careful who you base with. The old 2v2t motto, "Trust no one," is a motto for a reason. If you can bring yourself to build on 2v2t, then maybe you can take the final step and attempt number 10 on our list. Number 10. Grief a base. 2v2t is balance. For every builder, there must be a griefer. Let me tell you from experience, as someone who has both built and griefed on this server. You aren't getting the full 2b2t experience if you haven't tried both. You're playing on an anarchy server. If you think about it, there aren't that many servers that openly allow griefing like 2b2t does. They don't allow the freedom that 2b2t offers. I see griefing on this server as less of a personal attack and more of a celebration of anarchy Minecraft. Now, some of you may not agree with me on this one, but if you played on the server as long as I have, and if you could see the things that I've seen, you'd probably feel the same way that I do. Griefing is a necessary evil in this place, and at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie, it's fun from time to time. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and become the next Pop Bob, but if you're wandering the highways and you see a small melon farm, don't be afraid to let your dark side take over. Light up some TNT and see how it makes you feel. That's my 10 for now, but today's list has only scratched the surface of what 2b2t has to offer. There are so many different aspects to the server that I wasn't even able to mention in the video, but I wanted to keep it short and sweet. So the rest of those things, you're just going to have to go out there and explore on your own. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more 2b2t content and of course 2b2t history. And make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which are both in the description down below. Thank you again for watching, FitFam, and if you plan to play on 2b2t for yourself, just remember to stay alive out there, will ya? See you next time.